Greetings, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome you all to today's webinar, Zia for Zoho CRM, Maximizing Your CRM Productivity and Data Management. And my name is Nizamuddin Sohel, and I'm thrilled to be your guide in this enriching exploration today. We have an engaging agenda prepared for you, and our goal is to unlock the potential of Zia together, making your Zoho CRM experience more powerful and productive. So, whether you are already a seasoned user of Zia or you're just embarking on this journey, you will have some valuable insights awaiting for you. So, joining me today on our panel, we have Joshua Simon and Priyanka from the CRM product management team. They bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. We'll have a dedicated Q&A segment towards the end of this session where they will be answering all your doubts and queries. However, feel free to drop your questions as we go along. You can see a Q&A tab to the top left side of your screen, so you can use it in the meantime. Before we delve into today's main agenda, let's briefly touch upon the marvel that is artificial intelligence. The realm of AI is revolutionizing our world, transforming industries in unprecedented ways. From autonomous vehicles to voice activated personal assistants, the impact is profound. The ripple effect of AI on CRM is equally transformative. AI facilitates efficient operations, enhanced customer service, increased productivity, and robust data management, amongst all other benefits. According to PwC's Global Artificial Intelligence Study, Exploiting the AI Revolution, by the year 2030, AI is expected to contribute approximately 15.7 trillion USD to the global GDP. Now, many of you might already be familiar with Zia and the broad spectrum of features it offers. But for those new to Zia, fret not, as we'll give you a quick heads up to bring you up to speed. Zia's key features fall into 6 primary categories. Each category is meticulously designed to turbocharge your CRM usage and help your business succeed. In customer engagement and retention, Zia's AI tools increase engagement and retention by offering personalized experiences and interactions. In analytics and insights, Zia converts complex data into clear insights. This enables data driven decisions by identifying patterns, trends, and opportunities. Then we have data management, where Zia automates data tasks, ensuring accuracy, compliance, and accessibility, and addresses the fragmented or unorganized information issues. Then, under intelligent alerts, Zia's alert system notifies teams of critical changes or actions in real time and thus mitigates the delayed responses or missed out opportunities. In customer experience, Zia enhances customer experience through AI and personalized engagement, transforming the interactions into relationship building opportunities. And last but not the least, we have Zia's productivity features. These automate repetitive tasks and offer practical suggestions, enabling users to concentrate on important strategic tasks, resolving the problem of inefficient resource utilization. Now that we have an understanding of Zia's capabilities, let's head straight into the agenda. So we have our session divided into 2 segments. First, we'll cover Zia for productivity features, and then we'll move on to Zia for data management. Under Zia for productivity, we'll have Zia simulator recommender, automation suggestion features, that is workflow, macro, and record owners. And then we'll have our conversational AI Ask Zia. In the next segment, shifting focus to data management, we'll explore Zia data enrichment and Zia vision features. After covering each of these features, we'll have a quick hands-on feature walkthrough. I'll show you how this looks on CRM and how you can configure the same. But more than just exploring what these features do, we'll be discussing how they fit into real-world business scenarios. We'll look at how they impact everyday tasks, drive efficiency, and ultimately boost your bottom line. So without further ado, let's look at our first feature, Zia Simulator Recommender. Okay, so picture this. You are the sales manager at Zilker Electronics and Tech Services, which deals with the sales of electronic appliances such as washing machines, ACs, refrigerators, and so on. Zilker is also a leading tech solutions provider. Now, here are the challenges that you face at Zilker. Number one is the pressing task of identifying the most promising leads. The sales teams are always overwhelmed with a list of potential clients while wading through a sea of data. The difficulty here is not the lack of leads, but how to manage effectively and prioritize them. With each sales rep handling hundreds of leads, the challenge lies in determining which of these leads are more likely to convert, and thus to help them focus their full efforts into those leads. Failing this results in reduced conversions. This is where Zia's Simulator Recommender enters. This AI based tool helps Zilker with intelligent lead analysis. It analyzes the existing successful customers and looks for a multitude of factors. It finds successful patterns such as similarity of interest, demography, company size, or the industry they belong to. Zia presents these existing customers as similar suggestions when there are new leads who share these similarities. Zia also provides a similarity score for each of these suggested records, highlighting how closely they are related to these perfect customers. The sales team can use this similarity information to learn about previous customers and how they were handled, and thereby apply the same strategy to create compelling sales pitches for the new potential clients and thus boost your conversion and make it more accelerated. Let's say Zia had a big win with a customer from the healthcare sector. Zia analyzes the record, finding patterns and attributes that contributed to its success, which could be factors like, let's say, industry type or company size, etc. Then, when your sales reps are nurturing new leads from the healthcare industry who are looking for, suppose, the same product or service, Zia highlights this existing successful lead as a similarity suggestion, identifying the common factors and a similarity score. Let's quickly take a demo on similarity recommender to understand it further. So now you can see the CRM that Zilker uses. You are on the home screen, and we'll head straight into the leads module. Here you can see the number of leads that Zilker has. As I mentioned, the problem here is not the lack of leads. They have ample leads, but for their sales reps to identify which leads can be closed the easiest, the quickest. For that, you can enable Simulator Recommender. Once you enable Simulator Recommender, you can find Simulator Recommendation as one of the system-defined filters. You can simply select as Simulator Recommendation is available and filter your leads. Once you do that, you will see leads which has some similar leads from your existing customers. Now let's say if I open Melissa Rodriguez, you can see Zia is suggesting the similar leads similar to Melissa over here in the similarity recommender tab. So as you can see, Zia is suggesting that Tabitha Barry is a similar lead to Melissa Rodriguez. Now Zia will be identifying the patterns that has that let's say the requirements that Tabitha had, or the company size that she had, or their demographic or the geographical location. And Zia has also found that Melissa has a similar demographics and the requirements and company size, or let's say the annual revenue. Based on that, Zia is suggesting this record. Now once your sales rep sees this, they will be easily able to identify that this is a similar record, and they can follow up with Melissa the same way as the follow-ups happened with Tabitha. Basically they can use the same sales approach that worked for Tabitha and implement it for Melissa. You can also see the similarity score, which I mentioned, how similar the leads are related. That will be mentioned in the similarity score. Now, if I go back, you can filter these similar records based on either the similarity score or show similar leads off based on some specific similar customers. So let me just quickly filter based on similarity score. As I mentioned earlier, similarity score shows you how similar these records are. So the higher the similarity score, less efforts that your sales reps need to put, because these you have already dealt with similar leads. So you can follow the same approach. Let's say Brenda Scott. You can see the similarity score of 95. And that's not all. It doesn't just show you one similar leads. It will show your sales reps multiple similar leads with different similarity scores. This is for your sales reps judgment to ultimately decide which one to go with. Then again, you can also use the option to filter based on some similar leads. Let's say you remember you had a customer, say Heather Howard, and you had closed a successful deal with them, or you had successful prospecting with Heather. So you can simply filter out the leads that are similar to Heather, and you will get a list of all those leads. So if you go to Alexis Lee, let's say, there you go. You can see it is a similar lead, Heather, and has a 93 similarity score. Apart from this, in the widget, you can also find some additional details like 90,000, the Indonesia, and other additional fields. So these fields are something that you can determine while configuring. If you go to the setup page and under Zia recommendation, you will see similarity recommendation available over here. So new lead similarity is the similarity recommendation that I had created. You can simply go there, and this is the similarity widget actually that you saw in the record detail page. It has some of the details and the reasons for similarity. The reasons for similarity is something that Zia will determine based on the details on your CRM, and the fields that are shown for each similar record that you can choose. If I go to edit of this rule, here you can select for which module you want a rule. You can create for any of the modules. If you want similar suggestions for contacts, accounts, deals, products, you can do that. You can also filter based on criteria. Let's say you want similarity suggestions only for high value customers. So new leads which has a, let's say, annual revenue higher than 50,000, you can set that as a criteria. Then these are the fields that are shown with the similarity suggestion. So even though Zia is already suggesting you a similar record, what are the primary fields that you want your sales reps to focus on? You can want them to focus on the annual revenue, the country they are from, and the number of employees, the company size that they have, or let's say the city that the new lead is from. So these things you want them to focus, you can just update it. And based on that, Zia will be learning from your data sets. Once that learning is completed, you can proceed with the new similarity suggestion. Moving on to our next topic, Zia automation suggestions. Okay, now that Zilker has sorted out which leads are to focus, they are facing a new set of challenges. The sales team finds itself spending a disproportionate amount of time on administrative tasks, such as updating client information or sending follow up emails. From chasing leads, managing emails, to scheduling appointments, it's a whirlwind of activities for a normal day in the life of a sales rep at Zilker. The sales team frequently experiences a significant amount of time being consumed by monotonous and repetitive tasks, despite having Zoho CRM. These tasks, while essential, distract from their valuable time that could be more effectively utilized for engaging with customers and finalizing deals. Zilka's team frequently needs to carry out same tasks on multiple records, such as updating the status of a large set of leads or sending out mass emails. This repetition of actions takes up the time, decreases overall efficiency, and increases the likelihood of mistakes. Again, ensuring that records are assigned to the appropriate owners is crucial for effective sales coordination. Zilka frequently encounters difficulties in this aspect, which can lead to overlooked leads, lost chances, and reduced sales efficiency if not promptly addressed or allocated to the most suitable sales rep. Zia comes to the rescue with three automation solutions. Solution 1. Enter Zia workflow suggestion. A relief in this chaotic situation is workflow suggestion. Zia's workflow suggestion is an intelligent tool that observes and learns from your actions and proposes workflow that could be automated. It learns from patterns like the series of actions you perform after a lead is converted, or how you follow up after an event, and provides you suggestions for workflow rules based on these activities. For instance, if a sales rep is consistently sending follow up emails to leads after a week, Zia will suggest creating a workflow to automate this process. This means less manual work, fewer errors, and more time for meaningful activities. Moreover, Zia's recommendations are not static. They evolve as your actions change, making sure that you get the most relevant suggestions for workflow automation. With Zia, your team can achieve more with less. Here is an example of Zia workflow suggestion. Let's say Zilker's reps need to prioritize updating a field 2 days before the closing date of deals, specifically at 8 a.m. for deals that are not in the closed won or closed lot stages. For that activity, Zia is suggesting a workflow. You can get a pop-up notification in the Zia notification panel once a suggestion is available. Based on this condition, you can choose to create a workflow or you can close it. And not just suggesting the workflow, Zia will also give you the time that you can save by implementing this workflow. So moving on to solution two, Zia's macro suggestion. By learning from repetitive bulk actions, Zia can suggest macros to automate these tasks. The feature is designed to save your sales reps significant amount of time and boost productivity by recommending automations for frequent and repetitive actions. To do this, Zia analyzes the historical data in your CRM and identifies common patterns in your tasks, field updates, or emails. Now, instead of performing the same action over and over again, Zilker's team can apply these macros, saving them precious time. Updating hundreds of leads can be as simple as clicking of a button. Here is a product screenshot showing how a macro suggestion works. Once you have enabled it in the system recommendation, Zia will start learning from your actions. For example, let's say after contacting a lead, your reps send a follow-up email to them. This repetitive action has been identified by Zia and it is suggesting a macro for that. As you can see, field updated lead status is updated to contacted, and the email template, the lead follow-up email template has been selected and sent it to those contacts. And then similar to workflow suggestions, Zia is also giving you the time that you can save by automating these actions. And it will be, these suggestions will be provided in the Zia notification panel as well. So, an article by McKinsey cites an example of a global industrial company that achieved a 10% increase in sales productivity and a 15% reduction in the cost to serve by implementing sales automation solutions. Okay, so apart from this data, we'll now move on to the next solution, the third solution, Zia's record owner suggestions. Zia analyzes the past activities and performance of your sales reps with different types of customers and deals. It then gives a real-time suggestions for most appropriate owner for a particular record based on factors like past interactions with similar records and so on. This ensures new leads and opportunities always end up in the right hands. Not only does this guarantee the effective allocation of tasks, but it also enhances the overall synchronization of sales activities, resulting in a more streamlined and productive sales procedure. It's like having a smart, unbiased team lead, ensuring fair and efficient assignment of work. Here is an example of how Zia will be understanding patterns and giving suggestions. For example, as you can see, Robert is experienced with manufacturing industries from the UK region, while Anil has expertise in dealing with real estate industries from India. So Zia identifies from based on the past trends and finds out these patterns and suggests them as record owner suggestions. Now let's quickly have a walkthrough for record owner suggestion. So to see this, first we'll see the configuration, how it is configured. So you can go to the setup page. Under automation, you will have assignments. Here you can see the assignment rule created in your CRM. If you go to the lead assignment rule and click all records, you can see what is the configuration that is set. So this is a basic assignment rule that you can create even without Zia. You can configure whether you want this to apply for all records or specific records, and then you can choose assign records to whom? Specific users or matching certain conditions. Now the interesting point here is Zia suggested users. Zia, once there is enough data in your CRM, Zia will be coming up with its own suggestions based on your past history. Obviously, history is from the past, but I mean the records of your sales reps, how they're dealing with these users, new customers. So once you select Zia suggested user, if you go to the Zia tab over here, this is where Zia does all the magic. You can see Zia has picked up some fields on its own, again based on your history, and it has also given specific scores to each of these fields. So let's say lead source is assigned this score, phone is assigned this score. So there are different fields. It's all determined by Zia, and the score is also the valuation for each field to determine the owner. It's all determined by Zia. Then here you can see, if you scroll down, you can see the different patterns that Zia has identified, pattern one, and the respective user for each of the pattern. If we scroll down, you can see if the lead source is referral and lead status is pre-qualified, it suggests Ethan. Then again, if the lead source is trade show or cold call and industry is government or military, it suggests the user Jennifer. Similarly, we have the option for lead source as trade show and industry as small and medium enterprises. And again, it is suggested to Jennifer, and so on. You can see for Mark, there are certain patterns, and that's about it. Now we'll try to create a new lead and see what happens. So let's say I want to create a new lead, James Barry, and Zilka Technologies. So let me quickly see what. So Zia is already suggesting a record owner. Let me see what it is suggesting first. Okay, so it is giving me Mark, and with a confidence score of 98.37%. Let me quickly change some of these fields and see if there is any change over there. So let's say if I put it as cold call and industry as government or military. Now if I check back, there you go. For the same record that I was entering, it was suggesting me Mark initially. Now it is suggesting me Jennifer with a confidence score. Confidence score is basically how confident Zia is. Zia is telling you that Jennifer can confidently close this deal, close this, interact with this customer better. So you can simply choose this, choose Jennifer as the owner for this record. It will also give you the factors which are determining this, which are based on which this suggestion is made, and you can also see other recommendations. You can see Mark is 38%. You can also see the same recommendation if you click on the lead owner field. You can see here Jennifer has 62% and Mark has 38%. So we'll just go with Zia on this case. Let's select Jennifer and I'll save this record. And that's about it. You have selected based on Zia's suggestion. Now, it doesn't just stop there. You can, Zia's record owner suggestions will also be applied when you are adding records through, let's say you are importing records, or records are added from your web form. Let me just quickly show you by importing some leads. Let's say I have leads for Zilka. Next. This is the same, the basic import flow. You can configure them, click next. So this is where the fun part comes. You can choose the assignment rule over here. Now, as I showed you initially, lead assignment is the assignment rule, and I have decided for this to work based on Zia suggestion. So I'll just select that and I'll click finish. So we'll let our CRM add those records quickly. And there you have it. So we have our record added. Mrs. Emily David, I'll just quickly show you. Pardon. Okay, so if you can see here, Emily Davis is lead owner is added to Jennifer. And you can see the lead source was cold call. So as I showed you in the configuration, since the lead source is cold call and industry is healthcare, it is assigned to Jennifer. So that's about it, guys, for record owner suggestion. Coming back, now the next feature is Zia's conversational AI, Ask Zia. So Zia has already assisted Zilker in identifying their top customers and automating repetitive tasks. Now the next challenge is accessing data within Zilker's CRM. So again, picture a sales manager at Zilker preparing for a crucial meeting, a routine yet critical task. It requires a deep dive into data, a process made tedious by the system's limited search capabilities. This inefficiency escalates during moments of urgent data retrieval, where the slow system response can delay in crucial decisions. The sales process is hindered too, as the difficulty in swiftly accessing data hampers the smooth interaction with clients, potentially delaying deal closures. This cumulative effect of these challenges underscores a clear need for a solution that can streamline data access, expedite meeting preparations, and smoothen the sales process to propel Zilker's operational efficiency forward. This is where Ask Zia pitches in. With a simple prompt, Zia springs into action, providing the required data instantly, and thereby significantly easing the process of preparing for meetings. The beauty of Ask Zia lies in its simplicity and efficiency. For instance, a sales manager in the need of sales revenue data for the current quarter can merely type, so show me the sales revenue for this quarter, and within seconds, the information is displayed on the screen. It's like having a personal assistant with an in depth understanding of the CRM system, who is always ready to fetch data or perform actions at the moment's notice. But the prowess of Zia doesn't just end at data retrieval, it extends to performing CRM actions too. A sales executive wishing to create a lead, contact, event, task, or say convert a lead can merely instruct Zia to do so. And the task is accomplished in a flash. This functionality not only streamlines the sales process but also empowers the team to focus more on strategic tasks. Additionally, Ask Zia is equipped with a feature for setting up routine data searches. This is a boon for those who require data at regular intervals. They can simply schedule a recurring data request, select the preferred frequency, and receive the information regularly, greatly reducing the need for manual effort. So let's quickly look at how the conversational AI works. Now we are back to Zilka's CRM. I'll go to the home. So here you can see Ask Zia. Let me quickly start with a simple hi. So let's say I want to see the total number of total amount of deal. So let me just type show me total deal amount. Once I type that, within a few seconds, Zia is fetching me the total amount. Then show me stages of deals for this quarter. It is showing me this chart of the deal stages. You can see the different stages and the number of deals in those each of these stages. You can click it and it will be expanded into this view. You can get your information from here, and you can always go to the specific dashboard with this link directly. Let me just try show me the amount by stage. There you go. Another chart, another set of details. You can see all the details over here. And again, you can go to the dashboard directly from it. Let me try revenue by user. And it is showing me the revenue done by the different user. So if I click that, you can see Mark has done this much and Ethan has done this much. Now, this percentage is not to be confused. It is compared to the last year's relative data. And obviously, Zilker Corp was created this year. So it is 100% obviously. Next year, we might see some changes. Then let me try adding a new lead. So I'll just give a prompt, create lead. Zia will start asking me a few questions. These questions are based on the fields that I have. So I'll just answer, say, James Kane. Email ID can be jkane at the rate of example.com. What is the company? So Kane Price can be the company name. What is their phone? So I'll have to give a fictitious phone number. No point of trying it out. And there you go. Zilka is popping up with the pick list fields. So these are the mandatory fields that I have. So what is the industry? So let's say Kane is from a large enterprise. Then again, what should be their interest in? So let's say they want to find out about electronics and appliances. How interested are they? Let's say highly interested. Once I fill up all the mandatory fields, success. It's already created. You can click here and there you are. James Kane is already created with the set of details that I provided. All of it is here. And then obviously I can follow up with this and update the additional fields. This is particularly useful when, let's say, the sales rep is over a call and they need to immediately capture the details that is being provided to them. So they can use Ask Zia and have it added. Now, how exactly is Zia doing that? So Ask Zia comes with a set of predefined questions, as you can see over here. You can ask anything among these to ask to Zia, and it will be answering them. If you go to the setup page and scroll down to conversational AI under Zia, you can see there are two types: pre-configured questions and skills. So the skills are the questions. These you will be getting by default. So you can create contact, create a record, or create an event, change deal stage, add note, convert lead. All of this you can do just with the help of these commands. Now, if you have some developers within your organization, you can simply make use of this developer console and modify these commands or create new commands as well for the skills. For the pre-configured questions, we can see there is by default question added, and you can keep adding new questions based on your requirement. So if you remember the first question that I asked Sia, uh, if I scroll up, I asked Zia what is uh, show me the total deal amount. This was the first question that I asked, and you can see this is a pre-configured question that I set up, and it is as easy as just selecting some fields. I'll show you. So you can give it a name, frame, show me total deal amount. You can figure out any name that you want. This name is basically what input if you give on Zia, it will be fetching you the details. Now you can choose from which module you want details from, like leads, contacts, accounts, deals, tasks, any module you can choose from that list. Then you can determine what actually you want to find, whether it's a record count or maximum, minimum, average, or summation. Here in this case, since it's deal amount, it is a summation. Now, which field you want to sum? You can use amount or exchange rate, expected revenue. Any of these you can choose based on your requirement. Then you can classify these based on pick lists, groups, or users. Moving on, you have options to add criteria. So the as simple as adding any basic criteria. Let's say you want this only for amount is greater than 50,000. Let's say you want this to only work for high value deals. So show me total high value deal amount. You can just keep it like that. Then there are options for advanced filters. There's advanced filters are what you see on the record page by default. These are the advanced filters. Based on this, you can filter the records. So let's say you can choose for scoring rules or whether the record is locked. Any of these you can choose. You can also choose to send push notifications to specific users. What it does is it will be sending notifications of this command, the results of this command on the Zia notification panel. And you can choose the frequency, how often you want to be pushed, and when should be ending. The basic configuration details, you can do that. And you can choose whom to notify, whether it is some specific roles or users. You can do that. And another important option is the permission to access this question. Who can access this, basically? Who can use this command for Zia in Ask Zia? Everyone, only me, or selected users. That's about configuring your questions. And another option in Ask Zia is the recurring messages. So if you go to the recurring messages, this is where you can create routine messages for Zia to answer. What Zia will do is, it will, if you set up the questions, it will fetch you the answers at repetitive intervals, and whenever you need it. Let's say you are heading for a meeting on a Monday morning with your team, so you want to know how many leads were created last week. So you can simply uh, how many accounts were created last month, let's say. So you can just choose how many accounts were created, and you want it every week on a Monday morning, let's say 9 a.m. And that's about it. Once you set up, uh, Zia will be providing you the details every Monday on at 9 a.m. And you can click on this and see what is the current stats. The current stat is 1. So that's about creating routine messages. You can save it, and that's all you need to do. Here you can see the existing routine messages that I had set up, and Zia has already fetched me in the past. That's about Ask Zia, guys. So it's basically ask Zia and get the answers. So now we have covered the first segment of this webinar. We understood the requirements and saw the configuration for Zia Simulator Recommender, the automation suggestions, workflow, macro, and record owner. And we just saw conversational AI Ask Zia. Now it's time to head to the next segment, Zia for data management, and we'll cover the features, data enrichment, and Zia Vision quickly. So, data enrichment. So the challenges. Zilker is facing a tough time with outdated and incomplete customer data. For a company like Zilker, having updated and complete customer data is of prime importance. However, keeping this information accurate and updated manually is a big challenge. The struggle to keep contact and company data fresh and accurate is ongoing, and it's causing problems for the marketing and sales teams at Zilker. Incorrect customer information is more than just a small issue, it's a big roadblock that could mess up the whole marketing plans and sales talks. Zilker's journey towards better data handling gets a big boost with Zia's data enrichment feature. What Zia does is intelligently scan through all the data, checking it against information from many public sources like social media, public databases, and professional networks. This way, Zia finds and suggests updates for any missing or old data, making the CRM database at Zilker much stronger. When the data is good and up to date, the decisions based on these data are more reliable. This is again a big plus for the marketing team with better data. And with better data, their campaigns hit the mark more often, connecting well with more clients and getting more responses. Then again, when talking to clients, if you have the latest information, it helps you making conversations more meaningful. Knowing the current details makes interaction smoother and more informed, which is great for building good relationships with clients. Think of Zia as a data detective, which always is in the lookout for keeping the information fresh and useful. So here you can see how Zia data enrichment works. While creating a lead, based on the details you have provided, Zia will fetch and give you the additional details that it has fetched, crawled from the internet, and you can choose which one to apply and simply save them. We'll see this quickly in a bit. And not just while creating leads, Zia also shows suggestions while sending emails or for existing data that you may have. So A 2021 digital customer experience report by CMS Wire found that 72% of the respondents agree that data quality is a key factor in delivering great digital customer experience. It's not just about having a lots of data, but having the right data, updated data, and that's what brings Zia to the table. That's what Zia brings to the table at Zilker. So let's have a quick demo. So let me just create a new lead. Let's say Sebastian Hartley is the new lead. Is Hartley. Just give another fictitious number. Now we will fill the electronics and appliance as always. Let's say they are moderately interested this time. Now, let's say they are from Nebula Innovations. So once I fill up all these details, all the mandatory fields and everything, you will get a prompt for data enrichment availability. If you click that, you will see that Zia has already crawled and it has figured out these are the additional details that can be added. So you can choose all these data, or you can, let's say, industry I don't want to be updated. You can choose all these data and update them in the lead. And these details will be updated automatically. And you can save the record over here. Then we can also try to create another lead, let's say. Let's say Jason Harlow is there and email ID. Hmm, 3456. Okay, this time I'll give it tech services and moderately interested. So let's say Jason is from tech. Okay, so I'll just, let's say even though the enrichment is available, I missed it. So what will happen? I'll just save this record and Zia will be prompting me that something is available here. What is available? Enriched data. If I go there, I can see the same details that are available for medtech innovations, and based on this number, these are the additional details that Zia could fetch for Jason Harlow. Now I can choose which of these details are needed, or I can choose to let it be. Now, as you can see, for updating records, let's say this is the phone number that I have provided, and this is the number that Zia could crawl. So I can just select this to update the number and update lead. And you can click save. That's how easily and quickly your data for Jason Harlow got updated based on Zia's suggestions. So that's about data enrichment. Last but not the least, let's now dive deeper into one of Zia's most exciting features that significantly improves data management and accessibility: Zia Vision. For a diversified electronics and technology company like Zilker, dealing with consumer electronics, home appliances, IT solutions, and services, it's of prime importance to maintain proper images for products. The backbone of the sales strategy lies in an accurate digital catalog where images of these various products are uploaded into the CRM. However, the journey is not always smooth. Manual uploading is prone to error, and uploading incorrect images, say a wrong brand or color, leads to a tedious correction process. Again, the ripple effect of such errors could extend to misguiding the sales team and consequently disappointing customers. This scenario underscores the pressing need for an accurate validation system for the images that are uploaded into their CRM. This is where Zia Vision comes into play. Zia Vision is a potent data intelligence tool with powerful algorithms designed to scrutinize the images you upload to your CRM. It ensures that the images are perfect and maintains accord with what's required. Zia Vision operates on a foundation of image recognition and classification. You can train Zia with a variety of images, and over time, with sufficient training data, it learns to differentiate between the desired and the undesired images. You can also use the pre trained object classifiers provided by Zoho CRM or use your own images for training purposes based on your requirements. Zia Vision employs two distinct validation models, the match model and the detect model. The match model requires the entire image to resonate with the model Zia is trained with. This is particularly beneficial for e commerce platforms or real estate websites where accurate categorization of products or property listings is pivotal. On the other hand, the detect model validates only a part of image against the trained model, which is quite handy in scenarios like retail analytics, inventory monitoring, medical imaging for identifying specific structures or abnormalities, and insurance companies assessing vehicle damages for claims. Let's say Zilko maintains image for various products. So for a refrigerator, only refrigerator image should be uploaded into the CRM. But suppose by mistake, while adding multiple records, a rep adds a washing machine instead of a refrigerator. Zia would immediately identify it and mark it as invalid with the help of his complete match validation model. Apart from Zilker's requirement, let's take another example where the detect model specifically can be useful. Within the insurance industry, accurate damage assessment is pivotal for claim resolutions. Zia Vision's capabilities can revolutionize this process for vehicle damages. By utilizing its advanced detection techniques, insurer can achieve a more precise evaluation swiftly. For example, as you can see here, this car on left has a dent on it, or let's assume it has some damage in its paint job. On the other hand, the car on right is perfectly fine. So if a customer wants to claim for their insurance and they uploaded the photo of the car which had dents, which had such dents or uh, problems with the image paint job, Zia would be able to identify those and help its detection with the help of its detection model if it is trained with sufficient data sets. Instead, if the customer uploads a perfectly fine car photo, then Zia would recognize it doesn't have any dent or damage in its paint job and hence reject the claim requests. You can configure Zia Vision's detect model and add datasets for dents or paint scrape, and Zia will do the rest. Then again, if someone wants to, let's say, another situation, and someone wants to renew their insurance policy, uh, in this case, the requirement should be that the cars are scratch free. There is no dent or paint scrape. So you can simply choose it is not detected, and Zia will do the rest for you. This would eventually ensure that claims are processed both fairly and efficiently, and hence benefiting both the insurer and the customers. We have a lot of products over here, so let me just quickly try to add a new product. Let's say I want to add a refrigerator, and XXL is the size. Let's see. The product category should be refrigerators, and I'll fill up the mandatory fields over here. Let's say 40,000. Quantity order is 3, and quantity in stock, let's say 5. Once done, if I add an image, let me add an image of, let's say, a washing machine. Let's see what Zia does actually. As soon as I add this image and I try to save this record, I have just to for the notice, I have added the product category as refrigerators, and I'm trying to save it with the image of a washing machine. Zia would show you that the image validation is ongoing. Now, if I refresh this page and there you go, you can see there is a failure, validation failure that has happened. You can click on this and get the prompt for why this has been failed. So now Zia is identifying automatically that this is not a refrigerator, and it is giving you the prompts to validate it further. You can accept or remove based on that. You can also see the allowable images. If your sales reps are unaware or not familiar with the requirements, they can see what are the samples for the refrigerator. They can do that. And based on that, you can accept or remove. So let's say I want to remove it since this is not a refrigerator. Zia will ask you whether it made any error in validating the image. You can simply select yes or no. In this case, it prompted me with the right validation. So I'll just give it a no, save and close. Now, how did this actually happen? Why is Zia validating the record image for products when it is refrigerators and identifying that? So if I go to setup under vision, you can see I have a image validation rule created over here. So here you can see the configuration that I have for this rule. Module is products. I created a record in the products module, and the field was product image. So Zia is validating the product image field. And the desired images should be of refrigerators. If I click edit over here, just to show you in detail, this is the configuration. And the condition that I had given was product category is refrigerator. It can be anything else, whatever you want to detect. And based on the match, the image model, I had provided refrigerators as data sets to Zia. Based on this training, Zia learned to identify only refrigerators and allowed it. If I had put undesired images, I could have put anything else, let's say televisions or washing machines. I don't want them in the refrigerator category. Then I can do that with the undesired option. And once this rule is set and running, Zia will start validating on the go. So the benefits are evident. It's like having a dedicated image analyst on your team. All this time, only text entries were validated in CRM, and our idea with Zia Vision is to validate images now. The goal is to make sure image input entries align with organization guidelines. So we had the demo for Zia Vision. Now, as we wrap up, it's clear to see how Zia for Zoho CRM is a force multiplier, enhancing productivity and improving data management with its comprehensive suite of tools ready to revolutionize your business operations. Like Zilka Tech Services, you can leverage Zia's offerings of AI-driven features, from simulator recommender to automation suggestions, conversational AI, data enrichment, Zia Vision. These are tools that can redefine your business operations. Leveraging Zia, you can transform your business to be more efficient, data driven, and customer centric. More than just a tool, it's an invaluable team member that assists, recommends, and enriches your operations. Thank you all for your time today. I hope this webinar has been insightful and motivates you to harness the power of Zia, and hope you can try these features once you go back. So now we'll have the session for Q&A. So please go ahead and ask your questions. If you have further doubts and queries, you can mail us always at crm-useredu@zohocorp.com. We'll be happy to help you.